Yo, what's going on guys? It's Iro here. I'm very excited to welcome you to the channel, but first I need to give a special shout out to Nat for basically sponsoring my entire setup. Literally without her, I wouldn't be able to make a video or basically even play Warzone essentially. So special shout out to her, she definitely deserves it. Alright, but with that said, let's get into the video. So with this week's most recent update, we saw the AUG and FFR get nerfed decently, but really not enough to get it pushed out of the meta. They're both still extremely viable. The AUG got a recoil increase, which definitely wasn't enough in my opinion. I think they need to change the damage drop-off rate like everyone else has been saying for literally weeks now. But the FFAR doesn't really even seem to be touched. You switch a couple attachments around and boom, it's almost the same thing. The only thing that changed is you see more people maybe using the M16 or maybe the FFAR Car 98 combo, but really nothing has changed much. And we still see the CR56 AMAX as a close third or fourth most viable loadout, so the weapon pool is essentially the same, but that might change with the introduction of the ZRG 20mm sniper rifle. Maybe you'll start seeing that in more loadouts. That gun is actually pretty good. I have yet to try it extensively, but I quite like it as a new sniper. Now, with all that considered, we've literally been using all of those same guns for months now, except for the ZRG, right? And at the beginning of the season, we got teased with the CX-9 or the Scorpion and the RAAL MG, which never saw the light of day, that never entered the game. You can't use those at all. I mean, those were simply just a ground loot option, I guess, that was there for a few weeks. It saw a little bit of action in Rebirth, I believe, but now you still can't use those. I mean, so we've been stuck with the AUG, the M16, the FFAR for months now. So I just wanted to make a video about the other weapons that I've been using, and they're all three LMGs and I've really enjoyed them. You guys have probably already seen plenty of videos about the PKM. That is definitely by far the best viable LMG right now. I think other good shoutouts would maybe be like the Stoner or RPD from Cold War. Those are currently ground loot and those aren't half bad, honestly. I bet with a good set of attachments those would be pretty good too. But the other two weapons that I've been using from that category have been the Bruin and the Fen. Let's go ahead and kick it off here with the PKM. I use a pretty standard Warzone setup. I think really maybe you could switch the double time out for EOD, and you know most people are going to be using overkill. I like to use AMP just to get that weapon swap or equipment toss a little bit faster. It's pretty nice. It's nice and convenient. If we go ahead and look at the gunsmith here, you can see the set of attachments we're using for the PKM. One of the coolest attachments I think on this is the snatch grip. The snatch grip is actually unique to the PKM and the unreleased RAAL, but it's really cool because it's the only attachment in that category that increases your recoil control and it also increases your ADS speed, which on a LMG like this where it's going to be heavy and sluggish, that's exactly what you need. The recoil pattern on the PKM, it's a bit odd. The first few shots, those spread quite a bit. You're definitely going to feel those when you're ADSing. But then after those shots are over, you can really beam down and just laser somebody. It also hits pretty hard too, so once you get those first few shots out of the way, you can quickly take out one player and then switch over and maybe down somebody else, or even two players, right? Because the PKM also accommodates that 100 round mag size, so it's probably going to be best in quads. And I used it in solos, which, you know, the 100 round is a bit overkill. The other mag options for this weapon only decrease your mobility, which is the exact opposite thing you're going to want to do here with this class setup. Speaking of which, you should really be using this weapon alongside some sort of SMG or something that's really mobile. I mean, the PKM is an absolute truck in your hands. It's not something you're going to be navigating the map with. You're not going to go from point A to point B with this. You're definitely going to want something like the MAC-10, which what I was using, something very mobile. You're going to want to be able to switch quickly between your weapons, so having that SMG, maybe having amped, you switch back between your PKM, you can beam somebody far away and then maybe close the distance with the MAC-10 in hand. If we switch over here to the Bruin, this has definitely been one of my favorite guns since its release throughout the Battle Pass from Modern Warfare. It's such a good weapon. The class setup, essentially the same. You're just gonna end up swapping the weapons around. I ended up just using the MAC-10, same perk, same lethal, same tactical, everything. If we go ahead and take a look at the gunsmith here though, one thing you should definitely take note of is the 60 round mag. If you equip that, you're going to be 10 times more mobile than using the PKM, just because you're automatically stuck with the 100-round mag, and it's just not good. The Bruin is kind of filling that gap in between the LMGs and AR in terms of you're going to get that AR style mobility, but you're still going to have the ability to hit shots and pack a punch like you would with the PKM, so you're going to have that higher damage value than you will with some other ARs. As you can see in this clip, the Bruin does do pretty well at range. If you saw in the weapon attachments, I was able to throw on the attack laser. I did that instead of the commando foregrip. I just thought it gave me better stability and recoil control at range, which is obviously, you know, you're going to be playing most of your engagements from far away in Warzone. It's just how it is. And also, note with the 60-round mag, that quick reload time right here, right? It would have taken me ages if I had the PKM and I'm just rocking the 100 rounds. But I really think these LMG options are just going to be meta next season. Once Season 3 kicks off, I'm really hoping for the RAAL MG to get dropped. I mean, I know you guys have probably heard about the data mine weapon files, which we haven't fully confirmed what they are, but hopefully they're going to be the RAAL MG and the Scorpion to come out, and I think the Bruin, the PKM, the RAAL MG, maybe even some of the Cold War LMGs are going to be pretty meta options coming up. So I would definitely just look out for that. But for me, that's the end of the video, guys. If you liked it, please drop a like, subscribe if you'd want to, and please leave anything down in the comments, anything you want to see next or anything you want to see improved on. But with that said, thanks guys.